Say hi. Tell me where you're from. We'll try something a little different since we're always asking what city you're from. Mhm. I want to know how long you've been in the real estate business. Tell me how long you've been in the real estate business in the chat, and I will tell you in the chat how long I've been in. And what's up, Hope? I've been, let's see, Los Angeles. It's Ventura County, but it's right up north for 19 years. And I can't spell years right. Let's see what we got here. Hope, 9 years. Leanne, 20. Nice. Jennifer, 4. Oak Park, Illinois, 8. Deborah, 5. Palm Beach. Holy cow, Lori. 42 years in the business. That's amazing. That's awesome. Congrats. From Washington since 2004. Kelly, you and I started the same year. I started in May. Wisconsin, 10 years. New Hampshire, 15. Look at this. We're all mixed. I love this. Lori's like, I'm old. No, you're not, Lori. The experience you've gained, right? Insanity. Mary, 18. All right, let's start this. Before we get into talking about sphere and growing that influence, I want to remind some of you that later on today, we do have a challenge. If you didn't see it, you probably missed it in your email. I'm dumping it in there. And then Monch or Asusena, can you do me a favor and put up the link to the group coaching so that people know what that is? Because this is going to be the last free session. We're shifting this over to part of the group coaching that we have. And then we're only going to run something like this once a month, only because we're getting tighter on time. So I thought we'd focus more on growing our group coaching. So jump into group coaching. This is going to be the last one of these, but you'll still see me on Lab Coach. You'll still see me everywhere else. Let's talk about SOI, your sphere of influence. And I've got a doc for you. So yes, I will share that with you. Let's just go over it. Let me know when you can see my screen, because I know sometimes it takes a little bit to load. And give me a yes in the chat so I can know that you are seeing the same thing I'm seeing. You'll see SOI, it says build your sphere. Got it. Thank you so much. So I'll give this over to you so you can go through it. The thing that I find interesting is that over the years, regardless of how long you've been in the business, if you've been in it like me, 19, or was it Lori, 42, or other people like 4, 3, 2, the SOI still becomes the number one place you're going to get your business from. And we'll go over this really quick. But first, when we're talking about your sphere, I'm talking about other agents, talking about past clients, those people that know you, those people that can identify you, hopefully at a supermarket or at pickleball or anywhere where you are, right? They know who you are. And so I want to dive into that, knowing that sphere is still the number one source for all of our business, and because we get referrals from our sphere, past clients, and all those. So let's go into that, knowing that. And let me just share my screen again. It's taking a little bit to load. There it is. So I want to take you through this process that's simple. It's something that I like to go over often because my sphere continues to grow. And if I'm not paying attention to it, I may miss an opportunity to grow it further, to take advantage of building some of these amazing relationships that I've built over the years. And so go through this with me. Let me share this now with you. I'm going to grab it right here. Actually, Monch, you have this one. Can you do me a favor and share this into the chat group, please? Because building your sphere of influence, although this seems super simple, I'll tell you a story right after we go through this to show you that even though it's simple, it can bring in a lot in commission for all levels of real estate, whether you're new in the middle or a mega team or mega agent. Here are the action steps going on the simple side. Start by getting in touch with everyone you know. Write down at least 20 people that you know and who know you by name. What I like to do here, because let's say I'm doing this, I like to say, okay, well, who do I need to reach out to that I haven't reached out to that needs to be on a list of high touches for me? Whether I'm going to do high touch through handwritten or through an actual text or message. And I find that I actually gravitate to this first part right here. I gravitate to social media a lot. And if you go to the back end of Instagram or Facebook or wherever, you find that you can see who you engage with the most and who engages back with you. So I love using social media as that part. So you can actually do the same thing on that one. Let me go back to my screen and share this. It's almost there. There you go. Number 2, make telephone calls to each of your 20 people to add their contact information to ensure your info is correct. The challenge in reaching out to people that you know for some reason, and I talked to this with Renee Funk. She's got an amazing mega team out of Florida, Orlando, Florida. And I talked to her about this yesterday. Sometimes when I pick up the phone and I'm looking to who to call, like past clients, and I'm like, oh, I haven't talked to this person in a long time, or somebody that's close, and I'm like, oh, I feel bad because I don't know what to say. And the last thing I want to do is reach out to my sphere and be like, hey, I'm in real estate and it's a business call. And do you have any referrals for me? It gets so awkward for me. So some options are, when you're in this section to make a telephone call, is asking if their information is correct, because you like to keep them in the loop for maybe, hopefully you're sending some things out if these are your core sphere, like a Thanksgiving card, or in some cases gifts, depending on who they are. You use Client Giant. But the idea is that you extend past this call being a business call, or even a regular call about, hey, how's your home doing, if they've bought a home in the past. This call becomes now almost like just staying in touch, very similar to social. This is why I love social. If I go through my Facebook and see where my past clients are, I just spoke with David Linscott. David Linscott bought from me years ago, 14 years ago, 15, maybe a little bit longer. And he's still a client. He's gone and bought in Tennessee, in Texas, and I've referred him all the way through. The idea is I'm keeping in touch with him through social at this point, and it makes it a lot easier for me, because if I go to David Linscott on Facebook, I can see what he and his wife Ingrid are doing, and I can comment and be like, hey man, this is great. I see you guys are now doing this in Tennessee. How did this go? And the conversations now become a lot deeper than just, hey, it's a business call. And the point of everything that you're doing is building relationships. So when you look at this on that level of building relationships, you start looking at the call now sounding really spammy if it's, hey, this is a business call. And look, we've all done it. I've done these calls when I was doing these other classes where they tell me affirmations like I'm a money magnet and junk like that. And then the other one about, this is a business call, do you have 5 minutes? All this goes against our nature, because we naturally want to build relationships with people. We want to be in these communities where we appreciate each other, and it goes against that. So on number 2, when you're looking to reach out to people, make sure it's authentic connection, because people understand what you're trying to do. It's like, oh, got it. You're just really reaching out to me to get business from me. And if I go, I'll show you an example. He's a friend of mine. Just I popped it up right here, Facebook, since I brought up David. So David's a longtime friend of mine, and he's been a client. Here it is. It showed up. If I'm going to reach out to David, David posted April 10th. David doesn't even know I'm doing this, but whatever. I just heard that Earl is real mixed up. Read it again. I just heard that Earl is real. Got it. Real mixed up. Got it. That's actually funny. What I would do is I'd like it, right? And I actually had to read that twice. And he's an engineer with a massive sense of humor. I had to read that twice. And I would message him, right? And even though it's Greg who posted it, I thought that was funny. I'm just going to reach out to him, man. I go, hey, let me scroll down a little bit and be like, he posts a lot. Food. Oh, nice. Look at this. Fun night at cooking lessons. Made pork dumplings. I like that. So I'd probably comment more on that. It's been a while. pork dumplings, huh? Was it good? And then he'll respond back. So the point is I'm using social, when look, I can actually text them into the exact same thing there. So think of now using different formats to connect with people when you're building this sphere out. But one thing that will pop out is, hey, you're not reaching out enough to people that already know you. This is why I love making this list, because it's been a while since I reached out to David, right? And he sent me quite a few people to transact with. So now let's go back to this SOI here. And when you go back here to this list, give it a second for it to load. Almost there. There we go. Remind them that you work in real estate. It's got to be subliminal. It can't be straight out. Hey, this is a business call. I'm in real estate. Hey, I'm still in real estate. It's 19 years in the business. Hey, I just started real estate a year ago. Hey, nobody wants that. You've got to remind them in such a subliminal way that still connects with them. And for me, this is why I love messaging people through social, because if they go to my profile, they'll see I'm still in real estate. It says it right there. For some people, like yesterday when I was in this conversation with Renee, she was a little bit more subliminal, and I loved her approach, which was she's talking about, hey, so what'd you guys do this weekend with family, right? And then the home comes up typically, or traveling, right? And then you can segue into the house that way. Number 4, make sure that you always ask them to refer you to people that they know. This is a sensitive topic for some people because you have two ways of doing this. One is direct, which may not fit your style, and one is more where you're not going to ask directly, and the referrals will come to you based on your value that you're offering. I'm in the middle. I can go both ways on this because I've done both. I've been in the business for so long. I've tried both. And it comes down to which one do you think matches your personality the most? Is it one where you're going to say at the end, which is like, or at the beginning, which is like, hey, look, I'm real estate's doing pretty good right now, but I always appreciate a referral. Or I love working with people like you. If you know any of your friends that are looking to move or buy, send them over to me. I'd love to help them. Just something that feels comfortable for you. The other way is that you provide so much value because you're reaching out to people like we do with different texts and messages and emails, that in between you're showing the success you've had with working with other people, and you're reaching out and your messages sound more like, hey, let's take David, for instance, who is now messaging me back actually, which is funny. I'd be like, hey, David, how you doing, man? Look, I know you're out in Tennessee, but I've got a whole list of vendors that one of my friends out there has. If you ever need an electrician or a plumber, just let me know. I can hook you up, right? And I didn't bring up anything that I said, hey, refer me business. I'm bringing up value. So over the years, I've shifted over to just providing so much value and being in front of people's face that they refer us business. So there's no right way. It's just, you know what? I have a question for you. Put it in the chat. Do you ask for referrals, or do you provide enough value that people send you referrals? And there's no right answer. I guess I just want to know, ask or no ask. Ask or no ask, put it in the chat. I want to know, ask or no ask, or do both. Both is probably the most natural one. You're so right, Kelly. It just depends, right? Like I don't like it when somebody says, you know what, this is the right way, and it's not. And by the way, we go over this in depth on how to do it in both ways, right? So we've done a few classes on those. We've got both. I do both. I don't ask. I try it. I try to be there for them always, and they refer both. It depends. And I state my goal is to be a community resource. Kelly, I love that. I liked it a lot. And now let's continue because I like these answers. It's probably more realistic anyway. I rarely ask when they compliment my work. It's nice. I like that. Let's go over to back to this really quick and let's see if it loads. Almost there we go. So number 5, use the script below to grow your database and start a nurture campaign. So for me, it's all about touches in different forms, and not just by email, not just by text or phone call, but also by retargeting, also by sending them things to their home, and also doing one-on-ones or group events as well. So if you see here, you can use this. This is one of many, right? This is just one that we've used in the past, and you can change it up. It's there just so that you have something to go by, not so you use it word for word, because a lot of the times we get stuck, right? And the easiest one is I'm calling to update my customer service database, right? Or, hey, look, I don't know if I have your current phone number, email address, or whatever, right? I'm just calling because I want to send you a card. I want to send you a gift. Summer's coming up and we're having an event, right? Or, hey, having coffee, just updating. Is this your still email address? Is this email address still your best email address? I'd love to put you on our newsletter if you have one, or if you're starting one, right? Or if you're having an event, right? Hey, who else do you want me to invite to this event? Maybe brother, sister, locally. I haven't been able to get a hold of your wife. Can you give me her information? I'll send her her own invite as well. That's always working. And then as you get into certain holidays like 4th of July, we just passed Easter, but Thanksgiving, Halloween, Christmas, and you have these events or you have these giveaways, those are amazing opportunities to be able to update the information for your database. Those are the best. Kelly, what did Kelly say? I state my goal is to be a community resource. Isn't that great? I love that one. Great job, Kelly. I think that's what we all want to be in building these relationships. We want to be the go-to for people when they think of anything having to do with the home or with the community, right? And who are they going to think of? You're continually giving that information, right? Which is a plumber or the financial person or a dentist locally, right? The best doctor in the area, the best doctors in the area, not just home inspector, not just things that pertain to the home, but what about the community at that point? It's really good. Eric, oh, what's up, man? I didn't know you were on, but Eric, retargeting with your sphere contact is critical for only $1 to $2 per day. So valuable. It touches them on autopilot. Definitely, since 70% of Americans are on Facebook, retargeting actually works really well as well. So now here's where I want you to think a little deeper, because we can all have a refresher here. I know, because I've been in the business for 19 years. And when I looked at this earlier today, I was like, damn it. I already thought of a few people when I went through this. So it's towards the bottom of this, but here's where I want you to take some note. Let me wait until it loads. There it is. Who do you know? It's always changing. It's always changing. I can tell you, just over the last few months, I've made some great friends playing pickleball in a certain place I go. And now I've added them to an app that we have. And now I'm connecting with them at a different level. But accountants, alarms, home security companies, appraisers, appliance stores, all this. And you'll gravitate to some more than others. Like we all know more. If you're in real estate, you'll have a lot more attorneys than maybe an architect, depending on where you're at. Or you're in an area that has a lot of architects and custom homes, right? But auto body shops now, if I'm looking at this in a more community-centric setting, I now can say, got it. I understand why I'm looking for an auto body repair shop or babysitters or a cabinet supply. You're looking to be the go-to for a community, right? Now it's outside of just homes. And if you don't have any of these, you can certainly build on them. But if you already have a great chimney guy and they've never sent you any business, I think it might be time to say, hey, look, I sell 7 to 8 homes a year, whatever you sell. And some of those have chimneys. And I would love to refer you. Can we work together here? Or maybe you're one of 2 or one of 3 or the only one. And you can send me business and I can send you business. And you go down the same way, right? And now you start identifying which ones stand out for you more. And then once you're done with all of these, this is where it can get a little difficult, because guess what? It takes time. It actually takes time to build this out. But once you do it, once you've blocked out 1 to 2 hours to actually do this, you have a list that you can now change and evolve. But this is for you. And If you have a list of other clients, a bigger database, you can certainly offer this list to other people if you're also taking the time to write down phone number, websites, and email addresses for some of these other vendors that want to work with you at this capacity. So not only are you identifying who's in your sphere, you're identifying who you can refer out to. And now let's go back to the beginning, which was if you're reaching out to a vendor who happens to also know your name, and you're like, hey, let's just go back to the list. I'll pick somebody out and take you through this because we've done this. Let me just have it load. All right, let's go through this. If I go to the garage door and repair person, I've already called my garage door person 4 times this year because my garage door broke twice and one of my rentals garage doors broke last month. And then one of our clients needed a garage door repair on the springs. It just burst. So now I'm going to reach out to this garage door guy. And the conversation sounds so much better than just, hey, this is a business call. Hey, I'm updating my information. It sounds better on saying, hey, garage door man. Hey, Jack. The name's Jack. Hey, Jack. Listen, we've done quite a bit of business already, and it's not even halfway through the year. I really want to refer you more. Do you have a real estate agent that you refer business to? And all of a sudden now they're looking at you differently. It's like, wait a second, you can refer me business because damn, you've called me quite a few times already. Now you start making a list of people that are strategic partners. And what we don't do enough of is look at our vendors in this way and saying, wait a second, shouldn't they be sending us referrals as well as us sending them referrals? You'd be surprised how many agents actually treat their vendors this way. They don't. They don't. And now you add your vendors into a special list. You email them, you message them, you take care of them in the same way, like you're nurturing your vendors. It's like a whole nother avenue for referrals because they're part of a different sphere. See, so you're looking for business, who better to go to than people that are working on people's houses? Plumbers, electricians, gardeners, roof repair, you name it. I think then you start looking at this differently. So think about that aspect when it comes to it. And then when let me see if I can finish this one off. I know I had another part to this. And it was it didn't populate. Okay, so with that list, what I want you to do is maybe identify the people that you think your clients will use the most. And then going on, what was it? Who had that amazing, Kelly, you had that amazing response about being the person for the community, like the go-to. Think about that now, because now you'll have 2 lists. One that covers the best of in your community, right? City, town, area. And then one that's specific for strategic partnerships. One that you're going to refer them, but you also expect referrals from these people as well. And then if you want to take it to another step after that, which is when you have your strategic partners, your garage door person, your plumber, your whatever, and you've got like 8, 9, 10 of these, then all of a sudden you can go to them and say, hey, everyone, these 10 strategic partners, they're not only part of your sphere, but this strategic partnership. And you say, hey, we're having an event. And we're going to invite all of our other spheres so they get to know you and they get to know me, and knowing that we provide the best for this community. And then all of a sudden you have now this process that you can repeat. But it all starts with the simple idea, which is it's time to go through the list and start identifying who's who. Because you have it right in front of you. You literally have it inside here. And when you don't have somebody in there, you're like, oh man, I don't have a great handyman. Then ask the other vendors that you're making this partnership with. Hey, Mr. Plumber, I don't have a handyman. Do you by any chance know somebody that you trust? Like you would actually hire to fix something that went wrong with your home, just like a handyman, and be like, yeah, I have a great one. Awesome. Can you connect me by text with them? Because I want to expand the strategic partnership that we have. And maybe I can refer them business. Do you know if they need business? And now you have this opportunity. So this becomes a whole avenue of new business for you. So any questions, any comments, any concerns? Reminder, this is going to be the last one that we do that's like this for free. We've made this whole, I'm going to share with you what we're doing, and then I'll put up the link so you can also see what we've done. What we've done is we named this Pathfinder. Let me wait until it loads. My computer is loading very slowly. Here it is, Brilliant Tribe. This is the group when it's Pathfinder. It's usually $249. It's $99 for the next week because of the challenge we're having, and we're shifting everything over. What you get is these calls that we're going to go in deep. You get the PDFs. You get it all transcribed, recording once a week. You get Mark Rader, who you've seen on here. He's going to go over scripting once a week as well. And then you have our tech director, who's going to join us, I think, this afternoon. But he's Trenton. You've seen Trenton on before. He goes over the back-end systems, and he goes over processes, and also goes over ChatGPT and how we're using it and integrating AI into our systems. You get that as well. And then one white paper a month. We typically do one on the current real estate trends and how to adapt or jump into them. One that we did last month was open houses, so we broke that one down. One private newsletter a week, and then the private Facebook group as well. I'm working on these other two as we speak, but for now, that's what you get monthly, and that's what we're going to go and shift over to. So if you're interested, jump in. I'll put you in a messenger group as well. And yes, I'm the one messaging there. It's not a VA, and it's not AI. It's actually me. So any questions you have on there, feel free to jump in. All right, questions, concerns. This may be the last time we see each other on this venue. Kristen, if you're interested, just jump in and fill that out right there. And there's no contract, it's just month to month. So if you decide that you don't like it, or you like it, then you can continue. If you don't like it, you can leave. But I can tell you, we've tried this in a variety of other formats, and it works extremely well. This is why we're making it more affordable. And we just want to be very inclusive of everyone, regardless of where you're at. Whether you're a new agent that's looking to grow, a team that's looking to grow, or you want to open up a bigger brokerage or a brokerage, I've done it all. So I can help you. And it's in that link. I think that's the link. You will, Don, you will have access to all the sessions you want that we've recorded. You'll have access to all the PDFs that we give out and all the white papers that we create specifically for this group. And then you get the recordings for the challenges that we do, because this afternoon's challenge is all about online lead conversion and just lead generation. So we're going to go into PPC, Facebook lead ads, what Realtor.com and Zillow look like, and a little bit of what Bing's showing when you search Bing. Then we're going to go into conversion, emails, past clients, referrals from your sphere, newsletters, all of that. It'll be recorded, and you'll get everything we talk about for them as well. So Gail, this is included. Gail, if you're already on here, you get this already. If you're already in, so here you go. So Leanne, thank you so much. And by the way, if you're not part of the challenge later on, that's going to go on at 2 p.m. Pacific, 5 p.m. Eastern, and Mountain Time and Central are there as well. I just forget the times offhand, but jump in on that too. It's jam-packed. I go pretty fast, and you will love that one, and you'll get the recordings for those as well as part of the group coaching. And I'll be teaching almost every class except for Mark teaching those. So you'll see me. If you have any questions, Donna, let me put the link in here for the group coaching. And then for the evening or afternoon, late afternoon event, let me grab that one. That's the challenge. This is going to be, if you want to sign up for the challenge, there you go. And the challenge is free, but if you want the recording and everything else, it'll be part of the group coaching. All right. Well, look, it's only $99 this week. Jump in. Let me know what you think. I'll see you this afternoon if you're part of it. You might see Trenton in there as well. We're going to go over lead generation. And thanks so much. If I don't see you later, I'll see you in Lab Coats. Bye, everyone.